Hi there, I'm Karen Marie, and this is Psyched Up for Sunday, May 10th, 2020. It's Mother's Day today, so happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. Happy Mother's Day to my mother if you're watching this. But I also want to do a shout out for all those that are missing mothers today, who've lost mothers, mothers who've lost children, and those women out there who always thought they would be mothers. And haven't been able to be. So Mother's Day brings up some stuff. So y'all were in my prayers this morning when I was chanting. So I wanted to start today with talking about the astrology for the week. Because it's probably the most interesting week in terms of changes in astrology all year long. So we start off the week. I've got my notes here to the side here. So we start off. We already are, Pluto's already retrograde in Capricorn right now. We've got the sun in Taurus at 20 degrees today. And it is exactly sextile Neptune at 20 degrees Pisces. So 20 degrees is about feelings and boundaries. So if you're feeling extra sensitive today, like boundary issues have come up, that may be why. Also, Neptune, on the positive side of things, is the psychic. It's the spiritual. It's downloads and visions. On the negative side of things, it can be delusion and fog and fuzzy thinking and stuff like that. So it can emphasize those aspects as well. So it really kind of goes into where you're wired spiritually in terms of how that shows up in your life. I believe your environment's always a reflection of yourself. So if you're in a high spiritual life state, then your environment's going to reflect that back to you. And if you're in a low one, your environment's going to reflect that back. That's why spiritual practices, one of the many, many reasons why spiritual practices are so important, because it raises our life condition up out of the collective. So also going on today, Mercury is trine Jupiter today. Mercury, the planet of communication, trining Jupiter. So you may learn new things or have your mind expanded or have some great communication opportunities today because Jupiter expands things. So opportunities could come up also with, new cars or new technology or something, getting a message through, from somebody of course, a lot of people are getting Mother's Day messages today, but I'm talking about maybe something coming in by surprise. Okay. We've got the moon in Capricorn right now. It crossed over the galactic center this morning. So it's when the moon is in Capricorn, we're sort of like workhorses and get her done and let's, it's a grounded sign, but usually people are wired and ready to lead and make progress and move ahead. Okay, so here's some things that are coming up this week. Tomorrow, Monday, Saturn goes retrograde. Tuesday, Venus goes retrograde and Mercury moves into Gemini. Thursday, Mars moves into Pisces, and Friday, Jupiter goes retrograde. That's right. Within the space from Monday to Friday, we have 3 planets going retrograde. Now, what does retrograde mean? Do planets actually go backward? No, they don't. So here's an analogy. If you're driving along the highway and you pass someone up, you're going faster than them. When you look in the rearview mirror, it looks like they're moving backwards, right? So that's kind of the example of what retrograde is. When planets go retrograde, it is not the time to move forward, initiate things, launch projects, launch things. It's the time for self-reflection, review, going back within. So Venus retrograde, I talked about that before, and I've talked, a couple of videos ago, I went into detail about these upcoming transits. I just really kind of want to focus on this week right now. So Venus is going retrograde in Gemini. And Mercury goes into Gemini Tuesday. So Gemini's themes. Gemini's the twins. It rules the head. So lots of conversations. It rules technology, transportation, communication, media. So when Venus is going retrograde in these areas, well, there's 2 parts. Venus, which represents love, beauty, what we're drawn to, what we put our energies and attentions into. And then the Venus part. So the Venus rules the heart, Gemini rules the head. And so a lot of it is reconciling the heart and the head right now. And retrograde Venus in particular is about going back over where you've put your energies, where you've put your heart. In terms of relationships, your relationship with yourself primarily, then your relationships with the people around you, your loved ones, but then also, what you love, what you value. Venus is about values. What do we value? And when it goes retrograde, it's an opportunity to look back at your values. Have you been putting your heart and your energies where you want to be putting them? Are they lighting you up? Are your relationships working for you? Is where you're putting your energy into your love and your life what's working for you? Unfortunately, Venus retrograde can wreak havoc on relationships that are not in a good space because it'll bring up all the stuff, all the issues that are lying dormant and haven't been looked at. If you've been like skirting through things and shoving stuff underneath the carpet and behind the couch, and it's going to be coming back up. Okay, so back to the Gemini themes. So inventiveness, ruling the mind, creativeness, new frontiers of expansion. So it'll open people's minds up in new ways with the Gemini theme. We had just the node shift into Gemini. So we've got the nodal shift that's already been in Gemini. So this Gemini theme is showing up now in several places. The North Node is now in Gemini, and we've got Venus in Gemini, and we'll be having Mercury going into Gemini. So a lot of this Gemini energy, Gemini's the twins. So that's like about 3 sets of twins up there. So lots of stuff going on in people's heads. And then with all this retrograde energy, really no way to put it anywhere except for introspection. So this is the fabulous time to be doing therapy, writing in your journal, going within in any way that you can, to look at yourself. If you're the kind of person that doesn't like to review what you've done and like, oh, that's in the past, I don't look at the stuff in the past, chances are that stuff's going to get real in your face. So I'm just giving you a heads up. I told you so. So be prepared to deal with issues. They'll come up, and the more willing you are to look at your issues, I have found, the more gently they come up for review, and the more you're ignoring and making, blaming other people for your issues. Believe me, it can be on like Donkey Kong, as a friend of mine used to say. Okay, so also with the Gemini theme, duplicity, Jekyll Hyde, saying one thing, doing another. Since it rules the media, when Venus is retrograde in Gemini, we're not going to know what to believe. We're going to have all kinds of false things coming out. Okay, so Venus went into the shadow April 10th. So that means the place where it will retrograde back to. So right now, today, it's at 21 degrees. And it will retrograde back to, I think it's like 5 or something, but it was at that point at April 10th. So just think back, since that time, the last month, anybody have any exes show up out of the blue or communicate, or just like, it's Venus retrograde's a great time to see the people you haven't seen in a while show up. I've had several show up for me. It's also a time for past life connections. Meet people that maybe you don't know before, but you know of them before. That's also happened since, and Venus isn't even retrograde yet, and I've already been seeing and feeling the themes. Of course, I've been looking for them. So I really kind of see what the themes are going to be for me during this Venus retrograde. And so if you pay attention, you will also have gotten the preview of coming attractions for what Venus retrograde entails for you. The full moon probably gave you a glimpse this last week. If not, you should pay attention here. On Tuesday, you can feel things ahead of time. You can also feel things after the fact. So give yourself a day or two around these. But notice what comes up in your life around your heart, around where you're putting your love and your energy on Tuesday. You should get a big reveal from the universe. Some insights, pay attention to dreams. Downloads are coming. So just if you're open to them, you'll receive them. So also during this so Venus goes retrograde Tuesday, and then it's retrograde. It doesn't go direct until like April 25th or somewhere in there. And then it doesn't come back out of its shadow to the end of July. So the full story coming full circle with whatever this Venus retrograde has to teach you. And I think that's I think everything's about learning, truthfully, relationships. Well, even what we pick for work, I think it's all about learning and growing. So, and if you look at it that way, then it's not really scary. Like, okay, well, what lesson is this going to be bringing me? What do I need to learn with this? And what is this going to teach me? If you have that sort of inquisitive mind with everything, because I guarantee you that's the good placement of Gemini. Inquisitive mind, open to new things. That's a great way to handle Gemini. The duplicitous nature of Gemini, the Jekyll Hyde stuff, deceptions, lies, restlessness. Like Gemini sort of like, if they get bored, they go seeking out greener pastures in other places. So that could be happening in relationships that are not dealing with their stuff. People can just kind of slip off and start something else off. Okay, so Venus goes retrograde in a particular sign every 8 years. So Venus last went retrograde in Gemini in 2012, in May and June of that time. So think back, May and June 2012, what was going on then for you in your relationships, in your following your passion and your heart? Because you may be revisiting that theme, especially if you didn't learn your whatever lesson was that time around. Another interesting point, the time before that Venus went retrograde in Gemini was 2004, and that was when Facebook came on the scene. So again, Gemini media. So we may have sort of some advances in technology during this Venus retrograde. That may be one thing that may be advanced, or people, good ideas may be coming. They may not come out yet. We may not know about them till later, but the inventors, the creators are going to be coming up with a lot of stuff. Okay, what else? I'm going to look at my notes. Okay, so here's one of the things that I have thought, questions to ask yourself during this Venus retrograde in Gemini. Am I being authentic? Where have I placed my heart? Am I telling myself the truth? Are the people around me telling me the truth? And trust your gut on that. This is what's interesting, okay? Gemini puts us up in our heads, and to listen to our intuition, we have to kind of clear out the head. And so it can be a super confusing time for people trying to figure things out, because we're not going to be able to figure things out right now. We'll get lots of ideas, but I don't know that the way will be shown right now unless you're getting the downloads through intuition. In what ways have you been neglecting putting energies into the things that you love? Here's an ideal opportunity to heal relationships. Stuff will come up in the relationship. So if you're not afraid of it, it's an opportunity to clear more air out. The more air and debris you clear out of a good relationship, the better it is. The more crap that's in the way of bad relationships, the worse it is. So there we go with that. So during the Venus retrograde, Venus is going to square Neptune. And again, Neptune's the planet of sort of fog. So it may make things even more confusing. We've got retrograde energy going on, and then we're going to have a square to Venus Venus is going to square Neptune, which may make it even foggier. It can, on the other side, it can bring in like the most amazing dreams, downloads, visions, through the Neptune, the high octave of the Neptune, the spiritual aspect of it, the psychic aspect of it. You can draw in a super psychic connection, and run into people with that super psychic connections. Get comfortable looking inside yourself. That's what I have to say. I already went into all the other planets kind of detail. I'm just going to focus on Venus, because even though Saturn and Jupiter also go retrograde this week, we're going to feel that. And then Mercury going to Gemini. People are going to be wanting to talk and be kind of busy. Moon in Capricorn. Just with all this retro stuff hitting, I'm just curious to see how what it's going to be looking like. The good news, if you can be flexible and not be set on anything, that's like the posture to hold for the rest of the year. Like, not be too attached to anything. Know you're going to be okay no matter what. And listen to your inner voice on a daily basis. I've been talking about these themes. I think that the theme for this Venus retro is like inward through the fog is kind of what I'm seeing this to be. And so the other thing I got guided to do today, beyond touching on these themes that are coming up, is to do a guided meditation. This is something I often do for clients who are doing past life regressions or rebirthings before we go into either the regression or the deep breath work. I often will do this guided meditation just to do a general clearing. So I thought I would do that today. I've also done it in my psychic development workshops and groups and stuff. So I thought everybody could use a little guided meditation, a little chakra clearing. And so rather than stare at me while we're doing this, I have brought my little amethyst cave that I love and adore here. And I figure y'all can stare at that, right? While I do a guided meditation. So get comfortable. And I want you to close your eyes. If you have to pause this and do this later when you're in a quiet space, don't do this while you're driving. Don't close your eyes while you're driving. Maybe you can do the rest of this, but okay. Breathe deeply. And I want to invite everyone's guides and angels and the higher octave of spiritual sprites and beings to enter our space and surround us with love and protection. We're going to put up shield for any negative energies and entities. They're not allowed in our space. They are blocked. We are protected by divine energy, divine light, and love. Super safe. I want you to tune into your breath. Take a deep breath. As big as you can, and then exhale slowly, fully. Get to the bottom of those lungs. If you're a smoker, you might start coughing right about now. All right. So I want you to keep doing this deep level breath work where you connect and get your own pace going. Don't try to follow my breath because I'm talking and breathing, but get your own pace going where you're just doing deep inhales and then doing deep exhales. I'll take that plane that's flying overhead as just a protective entity out there in space above my head. Okay. Keep breathing like this. And I want you to bring your attention to your root chakra. This is located at the base of your tailbone. If you're sitting or standing, it points down to the earth. The chakra is a ruby red color. Just the most brilliant, imagine the most brilliant faceted ruby that's capturing divine light as well. That's a fully functioning root chakra looks like. It also extends into the earth. It's our grounding to the planet. It's where we get our power from. We draw from the energy within the earth, the power. Think of the power in lava. Think of the power in earthquakes, right? So this is the power we can draw up, and our connection with our root chakra sends it into the ground. So we draw up the energy usually through our feet, but we can draw it up in through our root chakra as well. For this time, I want you to imagine this root chakra spinning with its beautiful red light and beaming this beautiful red light down into the earth. So any primal fears that you have will be stored negatively here. So as you focus on your root chakra, the back end of the chakra opens up inside yourself and kind of sends the energy up inside your whole system. So it's where we receive the energy from the earth and shoot it through the rest of our body, through the root chakra. All right. So just As you continue breathing deeply, breathe into the root chakra. Divine, beautiful, healing energy. Exhale out anything you might be holding here in your root chakra that you no longer need. Breathing out fears, worries. Breathing in strength, divine power. Okay? As you keep breathing, you can imagine that chakra just getting bigger and brighter with the red energy, right? If you breathe out anything that you're holding in the chakra. Okay. Now we'll move up into the second chakra. This is located a couple inches below your navel. Well, depending how short or tall you are. It's below your navel. It has an opening out the front, right? And then it has an opening out your lower back. Its color is a beautiful orange. So it has an opening in the front, an opening in the back. So with your continued deep breathing, bring your attention to your second chakra. All right, so we're going to imagine its beautiful orange light filling on the front side, just below the navel, on the back side, lower back. Breathing deeply in divine light and energy into your second chakra. Breathing out anything that this chakra might be holding. Any funky feelings that you may be surfacing here. Now, this chakra is the seat of creativity. For women, it's also our womb space. So any issues we've had with children, birthing, pregnancies, sexual assaults, these can all be held here in this second chakra, right? Same thing for men, minus the womb. So breathe deeply this beautiful orange light and breathe out anything that may be stuck here. There any creative chi stuck here. And notice whether the front side or the back side of your chakra seems more open and closed. Are the both sides open? Do you feel the back side of your chakra open up? This lower back area is also the area where people will have lower back pain when they have financial stress. So I believe financial abundance is connected to our creativity, and it's a flow and a chi that's coming. So breathe deeply, exhale deeply. Beautiful orange light opening and filling second chakra. Okay, now bring your attention up to your third chakra. This is in the center of your gut, your stomach. It is a lemon bright yellow color. It has an opening out the front of your gut and has an opening out the middle of your back. All right, this is the seat of the soul. A lot of people believe this is where the soul attaches to the body. So it's where a lot of people get their gut feelings. Or if you have feelings you're not resolving, you have stomach stuff. This is why children so often have stomach stuff, because they're feeling all these feelings they can't express or they can't talk about or whatever, and they get stomach aches. Not just children, our own inner child as adults as well. So we're going to try to clear this energy. Not we're going to try. When you try to do something, is like, when you choose to do something, is different. So we're going to clear this chakra. It's beautiful lemon light. We're going to breathe in divine light into the chakra. We're going to exhale anything out that does not belong stuck here. If you ever feel a disconnection with your body, this is a great place to focus. Just focus on this part and just grounding in and the yellow light and feeling just, your connection with your body right here. It's a great place to bring you back into your body, bring you out of your head when you're up in your head. Lemon light. Okay. Now, we're going to bring our attention up into our heart chakra. All right. In the center of our chest and also out the top of our back on the back side. This is our heart chakra. It is an emerald green color. All right. So here in our heart chakra, of course, we carry all our relationship debris. Whenever we've been wounded in the heart in any way, we carry our grief here. Our joy is here too, right? So the optimism and hope is also here in our heart, if in our chest, in our heart chakra, if we clear it out. So we're going to do that now. We're going to breathe deeply into the heart chakra, beautiful divine light, just letting our beautiful heart chakra light up with emerald sparkling green light, exhaling out anything that's stuck here, any debris in our chest, the aching that if you're empathic too, your heart's got to be hurting lately because of all the people with lung stuff going on. This is heart chakras too. So let's all, as we're breathing in divine light for ourselves, you can also pull someone into your meditation, envision someone else that you know, and imagine them getting a jolt of beautiful green light to their heart chakra too. Okay, but right now, stick with yourself. That's something you can always do in another time. Back with you. We deserve love. We deserve to feel safe. We deserve to feel loved and adored and safe and appreciated, grateful for the people in our lives and the people in our lives grateful for us. This is all what we deserve. We deserve love, every last one of us. Let's breathe it in. Breathe out the grief, the depression, the sadness, the unmet needs. That's an old story now. Breathe in a new story. A new heart chakra story. That's also Venus retrograde. It's clearing out the old heart chakra story. All right. Bring your attention up into the next chakra is your throat chakra. It has a sky blue color. It has an opening out the front of your throat and also out the back of your neck. It's the tiniest chakra area. It gathers stuff in this chakra, like it's kind of like how you can store stuff on a little disc that you know, all this information. It's kind of like the throat chakra is like that. My throat chakra is where so much of my past life flashbacks come up from, like where I've been taken out by being hung and beheaded and choked and strangled. And, you know, I have not been able to wear turtlenecks this whole lifetime or chokers. That because of the leftover residue from past lives of being taken out by my neck. So anybody else out there like that? We'll clear that energy right now. Although I probably still will never wear a turtleneck. Just on principle. Blue, beautiful sky blue light. Inhale through the throat. This is where we speak up for our truth too. This is why we can't speak our truth. Stuff gets stuck here in the throat. Let's breathe that out. Notice the backside of your neck. Ever talk about raising the hair on the back of your neck? That's also a very special psychic place. If the back of your throat chakra is blocked up, you block one of your psychic channels coming in, radar signal places. All right, so breathing in divine, beautiful sky blue light, breathing out crap we've held here in this chakra. We can speak up for ourselves. We can speak our truth. That felt good. Okay, now bring your attention up into your third eye, located right there in the center of your forehead. It also has an opening out the back of your head. This chakra is an indigo blue, deep, deep blue. This is the window, one of the psychic windows out the front side, also out the back side of your head. You can feel things from behind you from this chakra too. Also, what is in this chakra? The brain, the mind. So this can really be clouded up with brain mental activity. So we're going to breathe in divine light. We're going to imagine this beautiful chakra opening and filling with its indigo blue light. Exhaling out anything we're holding here. Fear of seeing things psychically. Fear of our own intuition. Right? Fear of not being right. Fear of the brain. Let that go. A lot of people are going to be wrong right these days. You can't figure this path out ahead of time right now. It's all right. All you have to do is figure out this one day. We just do that every day, right? So we can drop the mind. We can drop the fear. We can drop the worry. We can be open to our guides, our insights, our higher self, showing us a new vision, a new path, a new way. Pay attention to those psychic cues. Okay, last but not least is our crown chakra, located on the top of our head. It is a violet purple light. This is where I get a lot of my downloads. This is where I feel, see, sense the stuff just pouring in through the top of my head from some other higher spiritual astral plane, from other beings higher than me. I'm not a visual in that way. I don't see, I don't have Fred or Myrtle or whatever up there that I can see. I just sense the energies around me, and I can feel when something's pouring through me. So open up your own channel here. Imagine its beautiful purple violet light spinning, opening fully. The backside of this chakra opens up, down, back through your system. So bringing in this it's the end of the. If we were a big pipe, the top end is the crown chakra, the bottom end is the root chakra. The crown chakra, so we can open up for downloads from higher spiritual places, right? The root chakra is what keeps us grounded to this earth, right? They're both important because we are spiritual beings, and it is our spiritual being that carries on after we put our bodies down. And people ask me in readings, am I going to die? I never get that. And yes, you're going to die. And so is everyone else on this planet. Mortality right here is 100%. You get to take with you the lessons you learned, the insights, the way your soul evolves and grows. That's what you get to take with you, right? So the more insights that you open up to, the more spiritual realizations you have, the more aha moments you get, those are all cues that you're doing a good job and you're on the right track. If you're hitting brick walls and dead ends and frustrations, and then you're on the wrong path. Because when you're on the right path, there's a flow, right? Because we're built like a pipe that flows. So our energy is meant to flow. Okay. So now I want you to go back through all the different chakras in your mind's eye and notice, are they all filled and spinning and working well? How's your root chakra with its red color? Second chakra, orange. Check the fronts and